As expected, a retaliation occurred. Here we are at the edge of a precipice, waiting still. The future is uncertain, but one thing is obvious. With a growing budget and an operation back in 2012 that didn't expand enough for the Hawks, new countries need to be obliterated. Here we go. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. This is a continuation from the video I did the other day. We're talking about the situation that I can't exactly name. You know what I'm talking about. It's obvious. All that information's in the news. But to avoid this isn't really doing a good deed for my subscribers. I wanted to cover something really quickly. I'll try to make the video as short as possible, and I will do a video on top of this one. But I just wanted to touch on a few points. You know what's going on right now. I'm sure you've been watching the news. There are just some things that I need to cover here. They were talking about how this was going to escalate and there was going to be Americans at risk. So we had to take preventive action. We had to go in and do this thing, okay? This is what they are saying. But we have seen it in so many cases historically where we've been lied to. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We'll probably find out 20 years from now. Regardless, what we can do is look back in history and see all of the different examples where it was known that they were lying. And this happened, of course, back in 2003. Colin Powell makes the speech, and according to him, it was a great intelligence failure. Then we look back into what happened with the Gulf of Tonkin episode for Vietnam. And everybody knows what occurred here, I'm sure. I don't need to explain it. This was a terrible instance where it brought the US into something for such an extended period. Nothing happened positive. Everything was actually ruined, and it took so many years to get back to diplomacy where the two sides can trade between each other and things look a lot better today than they did back then. Same thing with these other countries we've been seeing today, that they just extend out further and further and further. They're supposed to be there for 2 weeks and suddenly 10 years has passed and they're still going on. This was Wesley Clark, General Wesley Clark, who said they are going to take out 7 countries in 5 years. Now, the timeline changed, but the countries have not at all. This is unbelievable to see this kind of information. If you haven't seen this before, link will be in the description, but I'm sure at this point, most people have definitely seen it. And of course, we know that this particular country that is in the news is definitely on that list. This is just a couple articles I'll show you here about what's happening. I'm sure you've already got this information anyway, just showing you that there's been a few attacks, a few rounds, and now at the time of this recording, they said that's it, we're done. Hopefully you don't do anything to retaliate back to us for your retaliation and your retaliation back and forth, back and forth. It's an absolute mess right now, but this is where we are at. And then we had, unfortunately, a commercial airliner that went down. It was apparently going to go to Ukraine, and I don't know what's going on with that. This information just came out. I wanted to include it here. It looks like it's unrelated, but at this time, there's really no information. But I just wanted to bring it to you in case we find out that something was fishy with this as well. Now, the point I wanted to make with all of this is that if you really wanted to retaliate for one of the top guys in the country, they tried to suggest that he was like the number 2 guy in the whole country. Actually, if you look at it, he was further down in that list, but it doesn't matter. It's still a significant person. If that happened on the US side, oh my goodness, all hell would break loose. But anyway, when you look at it for what it is, one of the top guys in the country, he's taken out. We're going to retaliate. And what do? We drop a few things. It lasts a few hours, and then nobody is even taken out as a result. Does that sound like an equivalent retaliation? It kind of seems like an excuse to be provoking the other side, the United States. Something smells really fishy about this. I don't know what to think of it. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm just saying, I'm just pointing it out. It really, really stinks. What do you think? Now, of course, as a result of all of this, we have seen the price of gold really, really rise. It's almost at 1,600. It's been going up in a straight line over these past few days. Just wanted to show you what's happening on the financial side. And then this, very quickly to finish it off. This is referencing Ukraine, and it's actually from a few years ago, but it shows you where people, their mental state is really at. The people who want intervention in whatever country that is, this is what the studies show, this happens to be just one, they do not know where the country they're intervening in even is. So that gives you an idea of all of these people that want these type of things to happen, that want these activities to take place, are so out of it, they don't even know what is going on. It's truly sad to see the way that things are going. We need a lot less of the actions that have happened over the last 20 years, and we need to turn this global economic collapse around. This is only going to make things worse. Hopefully, cooler heads will prevail, but I'm not so sure. If you found the video informative, you can support me by clicking the thumbs up button. Thank you.